Hey everyone, today we are talking about something that might make you a bit uncomfortable, money and relationships. And I know, it's not the most romantic topic, but hear me out. Money problems are one of the biggest reasons relationships fall apart, and let's be honest, those issues don't magically disappear just because you are in love. So grab a cup of coffee or whatever you drink, and let's talk about the biggest money red flags in relationships, what to look out for, how to spot them early, and most importantly, how to deal with them. Let's start with probably the most common red flag that I see, which is treating money like it's this huge taboo topic. And you know what I'm talking about. It's when bringing up finances feels about as comfortable as discussing your ex at dinner. So what does this actually look like in real life? Let me paint a picture for you. Your partner brings up saving for a house and suddenly you are very interested in whatever's happening on TV. You have been dating for more than a year, but somehow you still have no idea what their financial goals are beyond next month's rent. One person mentions a credit card bill and the other gets instantly defensive. Why are you always monitoring my spending? Or it's my money, I worked hard for it. Now you might be thinking, okay, but is avoiding money talks really that big of a deal? And trust me, it is, and here's why. First, when you avoid money conversations, you are basically planning two separate financial futures. And think about it. Your partner might be creating a lot of debt while you are trying to save for a down payment. Or maybe you are spending on things that go completely against their financial values. And without talking about it, how would you even know? Second, avoiding money conversations creates a cycle of stress. Every bill, every purchase, every financial decision becomes a potential argument waiting to happen. And trust me, that tension doesn't stay only in the money zone, it spills over into other parts of your relationship. And here's something most people don't realize. Money conflicts are rarely just about the numbers. When someone gets super defensive about spending or refuses to talk about finances, it usually comes down to deeper stuff like trust, control, or just having different ideas about what matters in life. But don't worry, avoiding money talks isn't a death sentence for your relationship, it's a habit. And like any habit, it can be changed. Maybe your first step could be starting small. Don't jump straight into big topics like retirement planning or joint investments. Instead, try sharing something simple like, hey, I learned this interesting thing about money from a YouTuber I was watching. And these casual conversations help make money feel less taboo. Then, once you get these conversations started, keep it going. You could set up, for example, a regular money date. And I know it sounds weird, but hear me out. Pick a time, maybe the first Sunday of every month, order some takeout, and maybe make it feel less like a budget meeting and more like a planning session for your future together. Now that we have talked about avoiding money conversations, let's move on to another common issue, having different money values. And this one's interesting because it goes way deeper than just having different spending habits. Here's the thing about money values. They are shaped by our experiences, our upbringing, and our personalities. Some people see money as security, others see it as freedom, and some see it as a tool for creating experiences. None of these views are wrong, but when two people with completely different money values get together, that's when things can get complicated. And let me give you some examples of what these conflicts could look like. One person freaks out if their savings drop below 6 months of expenses, while their partner thinks having 1 month saved is plenty. Or how about this? One person views debt as a useful tool and is comfortable using credit cards or loans to achieve their goals, while their partner treats all that like it's radioactive. Here's another common scenario. One person is all about investing for the future, while the other believes in living it up now because life is short. Now you might be thinking, okay, but can't two people just compromise? And yes, They can. But here's the catch. These aren't just different habits we're talking about. These are fundamental differences in how people view money, security, and even life itself. That's why these conflicts tend to show up in your daily life, creating constant tension if you don't address them. But before we talk about solutions, let's break down the different money personalities you might encounter in relationships or even recognize in yourself. First, we have the saver. These folks actually get joy from watching their bank account grow. They are great at building emergency funds and planning for the future, but they might miss out on enjoying life in the present. Then there's the spender. These people live by the motto, money is meant to be enjoyed. They are amazing at creating memories and experiences, and they really know how to make the most of the present moment. But their challenge is that long-term financial planning isn't exactly their strong suit. The risk taker sees money as an opportunity and isn't afraid to take chances. They're often the ones who spot amazing investment opportunities or start successful businesses, but sometimes they can take unnecessarily risks that could have been avoided. On the flip side, we have the security seeker. They prioritize financial stability above all else and are fantastic at protecting assets and avoiding financial troubles. But sometimes they play it so safe that they miss out on good opportunities. And finally, there's the flyer, the person who avoids thinking about money altogether. They might make good money, but they would rather not deal with the details of managing it. And while this hands-off approach might feel freeing, many times it leads to potential problems down the road. And here's something important to understand. Most people aren't just one type. We are usually a mix of these personalities, and that's completely normal. Having to deal with your partner who doesn't have the same personality as you shouldn't be automatically a deal breaker. The key isn't about being the right type, it's about understanding your own tendencies and learning to work with different approaches. So how do couples with different money personalities actually make their relationship work? A good place to start is to understand where your partner is coming from. These money habits and attitudes don't just appear out of nowhere. They were shaped by real experiences. Maybe your partner grew up in a household that struggled financially, so security is super important to them. Or maybe they watched their parents work endless hours and never enjoy their money, so now they prioritize experiences over savings. Once you understand each other's background, you can start creating a financial system that honors both perspectives. And let me give you some examples. Let's say you are a saver married to a spender. Instead of fighting about every purchase, you might set up separate accounts for personal spending, like a no question asked money. Create a shared budget for experiences that you both value, or automate your savings so that it happens before any spending decisions come into play. Or maybe you are a risk taker paired with a security seeker. In this case, you might agree on a specific percentage of your portfolio that can go toward high risk investments, or keep a larger emergency fund than usual to help the security seeker feel comfortable, or create clear boundaries around what financial decisions need joint approval. And remember, the goal isn't to change each other's money personalities. That rarely works and usually just creates resentment. Instead, you want to create a financial plan that harnesses both your strengths while protecting against your weaknesses. Now let's talk about our third red flag, which is financial secrets. And before we dive in, let's be clear. Not everything private is a secret. I'm not talking about hiding that coffee that you bought yesterday. But when it comes to big financial decisions or habits that affect your shared future, that's where secrets can cause real damage. Here's the thing, every couple handles money differently. Some share everything, every account, every purchase, every decision. Others keep certain things separate, like having shared accounts for bills, but personal accounts for individual spending. And that's totally fine. What works for one couple might not work for another. But here's where the red flags come in. When you break the financial agreements you have made with your partner. For example, taking out a big loan without discussing it first, hiding credit card debt that could impact your shared goals, making major financial commitments like lending money to family or making risky investments without any conversation. Now, let me be clear. Having some financial independence is healthy. If you both agree that personal spending money is private, then buying those shoes or that gaming console isn't a secret. It's just part of your agreement. So why do people hide finances if that's the case? The reasons are often deeper than just wanting to keep money to themselves. Maybe it's fear of judgment, like being embarrassed about past mistakes or worried their partner will think less of them. Sometimes it's rooted in past trauma, like a previous relationship where money was used as a way to control them, or growing up in a household where finances were a constant source of tension. And here is something that might surprise you. Sometimes people hide money because they are trying to protect the relationship. They think if I tell them about this debt, they will worry too much, or it's better if they don't know about this investment that didn't work out. Secrets grow. That hidden credit card debt, it gets bigger. That risky investment starts causing more stress. And over time, those secrets can destroy trust and make it harder to reach your shared goals. So how do you move past financial secrets and build trust? Start with an honest conversation. Talk about what you both expect when it comes to money. Are you comfortable sharing everything? Or do you want some private spending money? There is no right or wrong answer. What matters is finding an arrangement that works for both of you. Think of trust like a muscle. It gets stronger with regular exercise. When you create a safe space to talk about money without judgment or criticism, you will start working together as a team. And that's when the real magic happens. If you found this video helpful, I have got a whole video diving deeper into handling money in relationships, like prenups, joint bank accounts, and splitting expenses. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips on navigating life's tricky topics. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.